This One's Wife. About last night. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Further evidence that this one's wife thinks that she's living in a film, in a movie, and how many of the things that she does are incongruous. I've explained before that there are many instances where this one's wife looks like a malfunctioning robot or an alien that has arrived from the reaches of outer space as a consequence of the fact that her behaviours often do not fit with what is going on around her. Examples of that are the seal clapping, talking to herself when nobody's engaging with her, laughing at inappropriate moments, laughing when there seems to be nothing to laugh at all, even if you are being somewhat sadistic, glitching, smiling at inappropriate times, pointing, grabbing at people. And there are many, many instances of when she engages in this. The reason for it is that bereft of emotional empathy and with a form of narcissism that is not sophisticated enough to put up with the rigours of her overexposure, it means that in certain situations she has to learn how to behave. She has to mimic other people. And what happens is that, one, she's not a particularly good actress, so her mimicry looks wooden and forced. And secondly, as I explained in the imitation game, you really must watch that video, hugely important, that as a consequence of the imitation game, her narcissism often selects a response which isn't appropriate to the surroundings. And we have another example of this as a consequence of this one's wife's devotion to being an Instagram-loving bitch wife. Yes, it's another reel that's been posted to Instagram. Have a look at this.
What's he looking at?
Let's go!
We start off with a picture. It shows Magic Johnson, presumably Magic Johnson's wife or partner, and two wannabe celebrities stood with them. It's not so much the picture that's the interesting thing, it's what it's captioned with. About last night. Now, ordinarily, when somebody comes along and says, about last night, it's usually as a consequence of an opening to a conversation regarding the events of the previous evening, which invariably involves an unpleasant or embarrassing topic. For example, two people get together and enjoy a night of unbridled sexual activity. There's the Beast of Two Backs has been made. An extensive game of Hide the Sausage has been played. The Punani pavement has been well and truly pounded. And they perhaps are colleagues, and they meet at work the next day. And one sidles up to the other. Often it tends to be the female, who looks somewhat sheepish, and at the water cooler says to the man, about last night. And there then follows some either brushing off of it or some glances of it was really good, let's do it again. So in essence, what this one's wife does, demonstrating once again her incongruity, is that she is suggesting in a sense that last night was somehow awkward, unpleasant or embarrassing. Clearly it wasn't. But you see, what she does, because she doesn't understand as a combination of her misfiring narcissism and the fact that she's not that bright. Remember, guttural, visceral? She uses these phrases, which are often found in sort of some kind of Sex and the City context, and applies it to her life because she thinks that she's living in a film. Or perhaps more accurately, she behaves like she's living in a film. I don't think that she actually goes around and thinks that she's in a film. She just behaves like she does because she subconsciously believes herself to be the main character. And what she does is she acts as if she is in a film. For instance, how many times have we seen the Julia Roberts laugh that she does and the supposedly innocent ingenue of laughing behind her hand, etc., and the running across the lawn when there's no need to do so, and that strange pelvis first walk that she engages in, the looking over her shoulder and such like. All of these things are flourishes that you might find in a film, and she behaves that way. So we have her starting off with about last night, which isn't used in its proper context at all, and is demonstrative of how subconsciously she believes that she's in a film. We then get some footage. Now, bear in mind that these two people are in their 40s. Why not just go and enjoy the occasion? Well, they can't, can they? Because, like so many people afflicted by the presence of social media, there is the necessity of wanting to tell the world what you're doing. The belief, and it's a narcissistic belief, that what you do really matters and the world ought to know about it. This behaviour isn't confined to just narcissists. Non-narcissists can engage in this narcissistic behaviour, but it doesn't mean that they are necessarily narcissists. A narcissist such as this one's wife, of course, does it because she believes everything that she does is of the moment and important. So we're treated to her looking at a load of golden gloves, and naturally she can't just look at them in a normal way. She has to be stood there with that huge mouth of hers gaping, and then the over-exaggerated gesture of putting her hand and then pointing. Again, nobody really behaves like that. But she thinks this is what you do because repeatedly she's acting. And then she's eating some food. So fucking what? We all do it every single day unless you have the misfortune to be starving and not having access to food. But for most people, they eat every single day. So we're treated to a shot of some fruit, and then this one's wife, lo and behold, with what looks like a hot dog. No surprise there that she's chowing down on something phallic-shaped. After all, muscle memory dictates that she will naturally gravitate towards that. But of course, she can't just be eating it. Oh no! Julia Roberts, hand to my face. You've caught me with carbs. Oh, tee-hee, tee-hee. And then a strange noise from Harry, and she then puts it down again. I mean, seriously. But it demonstrates once again the vacuity of this woman. What's also interesting is that there are some grey hairs that are creeping in. Yes. Did you spot that? There they are in a still from the video that she posted. It can be seen behind her ear. Now, ordinarily, grey hair, but people getting old, so what? But the point is this, that you have a somatic narcissist whereby appearance is crucial, and therefore for her to show some grey hair is problematic for her. It is a reminder of the ageing against which she's fighting repeatedly. Then the video shows a bit of the game, and we have Harry demonstrating that his balls are very much in this one's wife's handbag as he yells, "Let's go," in a high-pitched fashion. Clearly his gonads are elsewhere. Harry fondling a ball, thinking, if only I had two of those. And then, of course, an obligatory shot of this one's wife laughing at who knows what, probably nothing amusing. She just can't regulate herself properly. The people in the seats next to her paying her no attention whatsoever. And we get a shot of the stadium also. Once again, this one's wife taking to social media, and it's described as a date night because she has to convince you all that she has this idyllic life with Harry. Rather than just go and enjoy it, her narcissism dictates You need to ensure that other people know that you were there. You need to ensure that the world's press knows that you were there. You also need to pump it out on Instagram to demonstrate that you and your fox of a husband had a wonderful time together. They can't just go and do it. They have to ensure that everybody knows about it. This, again, is demonstrative of the fact that it's entirely performative and that it's all, in effect, staged for the cameras to portray a particular image of the gruesome twosome. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.